When the sun becomes our enemy, it begins with a flicker, a subtle shift in satellite data, then a warning. And within minutes, the world realizes that something massive just happened on the sun. A solar flare, a billion-ton eruption of charged plasma has exploded outward, riding on a wave of electromagnetic fury. But this time, it's not a one-off, because this is just the first of many. Earth is no longer a bystander in a quiet corner of space. It's now the target of a relentless cosmic assault. Solar flares striking us not once, but again and again. And the consequences unfold faster than anyone imagined. The first flare strikes with the elegance of a silent hammer, invisible but immediate. Our magnetosphere, normally a shield against the sun's wrath, ripples and bends under the force of the blast. But it's not enough. High-energy particles pour into the upper atmosphere, disturbing the delicate balance of charged gases and triggering auroras, so intense they stretch from pole to equator. Green and red curtains of light twisting above cities that have never seen them before. People stop and stare in wonder, but wonder quickly turns to fear. Satellites begin to fail. GPS scrambles. Communications black out. Weather tracking collapses. Military systems go blind. Aviation is thrown into chaos as aircraft lose their navigation and are forced to land or reroute through total uncertainty. And this is just the beginning. The flares don't stop. They keep coming. Daily, then hourly. Each new burst more powerful, more chaotic than the last. Power grids, stretched to their limits, begin to fall. Transformers, delicate, essential, overheat and explode in cascades of sparks. Entire regions go dark, not for hours but for days. Then weeks. No refrigeration, no running water, no internet. And when electricity vanishes, modern civilization begins to fracture. Hospitals switch to backup generators until the fuel runs out. Food supplies rot in powerless warehouses. Banks go offline. Stock markets freeze. Communication systems vanish into static. What remains is panic and the terrifying realization that we've built our entire world on systems that were never meant to face the fury of the sun. But the damage isn't just technological. Solar flares hammer the atmosphere, stripping away chunks of our ozone layer, the very barrier that protects us from the sun's ultraviolet radiation. Now, broad daylight becomes hazardous. Skin burns in minutes. Crops wither under UV bombardment. Ocean life, phytoplankton, the base of the marine food chain, starts to die off, threatening to collapse entire ecosystems from the bottom up. And as the magnetosphere is continually battered, Earth itself begins to change. Compasses, animals that rely on magnetic navigation, birds, whales, turtles, become hopelessly disoriented, wandering into danger or disappearing entirely. Migration patterns vanish. The natural world begins to fall silent. In response, humanity retreats. Underground bunkers become cities. Societies begin to operate in reverse, working at night, hiding from the irradiated days. New religions are born around the violent sun. Governments impose curfews and ration power from isolated, shielded stations. Space exploration is paused. The ISS is evacuated. Mars missions are abandoned. The dream of reaching the stars is shelved, because the sun, once our cosmic guide, has become a storm we cannot outrun. But what caused this? Why is the sun suddenly lashing out? Some scientists point to a solar maximum, a natural part of the 11-year solar cycle, but gone haywire. Others fear a deeper shift, a breakdown in the sun's magnetic dynamo, turning its ethos into a churning battlefield of explosions, with no sign of slowing down. A few whisper about external causes, passing cosmic bodies, rogue black holes, or artificial manipulation. But none of it matters now, because Earth is no longer on its own time. It now runs on the clock of a star that has become erratic, unstable, and angry. And so the question becomes, can we adapt fast enough? Could we shield our cities under electromagnetic dome? Could we create subterranean infrastructure, solar-hardened satellites, radiation-proof crops? Or would we fall piece by piece into a medieval existence, ruled not by kings or code, but by sunlight that sears instead of warm? Because if solar flares became a regular feature of life on Earth, we wouldn't just face a technological reset, we'd face a species-level redefinition, a civilization dragged back into darkness by the very star that made us possible. So what if solar flares struck Earth regularly? It wouldn't be an apocalypse in fire, it would be a slow, radiant siege, a war of light and magnetism. And in the end, we'd learn the hard way that while we orbit the sun, it does not orbit